Hey guys, and welcome back. So we have a new idea that I came up with. A twinning team. Why not? Let's do a team where it's literally just Android 17 and 18. And honestly, it gave me a chance to use the blue Android 18 again, because honestly, when she was back in the day, she was my favorite card to use. She was so good. The ability to draw cards, a blue card, the ability to regain key with her. Unfortunately, her stats aren't that great anymore, but the ability to regain key and inflict paralyze, by the way, regain key and vanishing gauge buff 40% is just nuts. She was the bomb back in the day. So I thought, you know what, let's make this team and put her on it because she's incredible. She's also got the support of the newly buffed 17, the new 18 that I managed to pull, and either or of the other units that I decide to use. But these are the main trio that we are going to wind up using, and again we come up against the yellow team. And it had to be the yellow of Broly, Hit, and then the LF Goku. Of course it did. It wouldn't be complete without a team like that, would it? Now, this is what I mean. I used a full combo. A full combo in my hands. I have all my Vanishing Gauge left, and I inflicted unleashed a blue card which inflicted Paralyze. Catch him nicely in the sidestep. This 18 absolutely obliterates yellows, which is fantastic, which is exactly what we need. He waited very patiently there, so fair play to him. Unfortunately, we get absolutely destroyed in that clash, but that's okay. This is what I was worried for, though. Thankfully, he had no key because he'd used it all. And wouldn't you know it, he had a blue card. Boom. We got absolutely wrecked. So we went off to the best of starts, considering we'd literally just lost one of our units. And that unit was the 17 that we needed. But we took away his Broly. And that's honestly perfect. I couldn't have asked for more. All I wanted to do was get rid of my... what do you call it? I wanted to get rid of my Vanish Step, so I wouldn't have to use one with my blue Android 18 and then just be stuck. Now, at this point I wasn't worried, because yes, he had hit, but the maximum, in my opinion, that he could have done was draw 3 more cards, and that was not going to be enough to finish 18 her blue. And if he decided to go for his Molotov, which he did, I would bring in my 18 and she would have just tanked it, because look at that, that's nothing. I knew he had this stupid green card. I just didn't know when he was going to use it. And I knew he couldn't have another blue card, so I wasn't going to fall for a bait. Wait for him to sidestep, catch him lovely in the sidestep. And I knew he was going to bring in this Goku, and that's fine by me, because now the LF Goku is stuck. Yes, he might have had a blue card, but I wasn't worried. Get a very nice Vanish going. See how much damage we can do. I gauge, you know what, it's not enough. Let's go for the Rising Rush. No matter who he brings in, they're screwed. He brings in the hit, you're done. But I wanted this LF Goku gone because he's just a menace. I hate him. I hate coming up against him. And I honestly hate using him because he just sits back and just waits. I hate that playstyle. It's so irritating. And anyone who plays like that, stop it. You're a plague. I'm going to tell you right now, you're a plague. So I carried on drifting back. I don't know why it didn't let me, but it didn't. So at this point, I knew he had a Rising Rush. I mean, it was obvious. So I go straight for my blue card in hopes that I'd get priority. And I do. I cancel his Rising Rush so he cannot win the game. What a clutch moment in this game, and we absolutely dominate him. Now at this point, clutch again. That green card regains your gauge, and it's over if we can get this, and we do. We get a practically perfect clash, and hit. You know what? You just got wrecked, and he couldn't have just sat in the game for another like 3 seconds while I end him with a tap attack. But you know what? Maybe his pride was a bit wounded, and honestly, GG. I'm not insulting you, whatever. It was just a hype game. That was so much fun. Such a sick game. GG, Frank. Now we jump into our second game. Coming up against... a team that we really just did not want to come up against. And... yeah, it was quite a nutty team. He got the perfect Vanish. There was nothing I could do there. Unfortunately for him, he didn't use it. And very unfortunately for him, we managed to stop his blue card. I decide pop this main ability because it what do you call it? So for the 17, basically, you know, he inflicts paralyze. This ability allows him not to. So we're immune to it, basically. And here, I'm very intrigued that he went for his green card when he did. Because that's basically, it's an ability where you can knock back your opponent to long range. But I'm not going to complain. I want to bring in my red Android 18 because that's exactly why. When he transforms, he locks your characters in. And that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Now, no matter who he brings in here, they're in trouble. And I knew that he was going to either bring in his purple Bojack or his green 17. I knew the 17 was more likely because of his sustained damage cut. But I wasn't worried at this point because, well, worried about taking him out. Because if we guess this, we're still going to do some incredible damage to him. Because we have the 17's blue card as our extra damage dealer. And he literally just lives it. Literally just lives it. So if you ever need someone to tank your Rising Rush, he's the perfect solution. This is a very clever play for him, because no matter what happened, his 17 could have died, or would have died, but he only instead just got reduced down to one health. So, I mean, he has an extra unit, so I can't, what's the word, criticize too hard. I can't even criticize at all. It was a very smart play. And here, I didn't know if a Rising Rush was coming in. I knew it might have been, so unfortunately, we had to sacrifice someone, and that was 17. Thankfully, 17 was on a damage cut. So if we guessed this right, I knew Bojack was a strike character. If we guessed it right, no damage, and boom, we guessed it right. Thankfully, he decides to go where Bojack needs all the help he can get. I don't know why he decided to do that. I'm not gonna lie. It was a very, very silly decision by him. But it happens to us all. And I honestly love the animation of this Gohan of just he's bouncing around every time he sidesteps. Now here he regains ki, and I was not going to be letting 17 die, so bring in 18. Because firstly, if he switches out, he's going to lose a Dragon Ball. And he's got increased arts cost for a few counts, and he's got a sealed card slot, so I'm not worried at all. There you see, destroyed Dragon Ball, fantastic, so a Rising Rush is not going to be too imminent. And at this point, I want to wear his Bojack down as much as I can, but because I need my 17 to come back in. But luckily, we got very, very lucky that he didn't manage to vanish out. Now, notice the blue 18, she's really, really old. Now, I'm not calling a woman old. Her card is very, very old. So here, he can't get out of it no matter what he does. He's done. Beautiful blue card by 17, and it's done. No matter what, 18 is a very old unit at this point in the game, but she still really, really holds her own. She does decent enough damage, and we both really goofed there. But yeah, I wanted to keep in this 18 because I think just to like show off, you know, she's old but she's gold. Just show her off as much as we can. Just end the game with a tap blast, and we get her on the windscreen. What a way to show off actually what this team can do when you use such an old unit, but you still do really, really well. And that team, honestly, guys, whoa, it's unbelievable. That team is insanely good. Bojack and that yellow Gohan, oh my, nah, you don't want them. You don't want to come up against them. Anyway, jump straight into game 3, and look who we come up against. We literally come up against the exact same team, except this time he has Gogeta. And if you watched my Otherworld team game, I was very, very worried because this stupid Gogeta is so irritating. And of course he gets a perfect bloody vanish, so I can't do anything about it. I really hate coming up against this blue Gogeta most of the time. If I don't have a team I'm comfortable with, like female warriors or androids for example, I hate this character. He's just so difficult to deal with in general. Here, that's exactly what I'm worried about. The green card of Gohan's, if you're up close to him, you get knocked back and he can combo anything in. And my 18 here was in very big trouble because she couldn't switch out. because she gets locked in for 10 timer counts when the Gohan transforms, which is an incredibly long time, just by the way. And out of all my units, I'm very glad he decided to rush this one, I guess. I really shouldn't have gone blue. That was a very stupid decision by me. But Blast would have been my next guess, and unfortunately we didn't manage to guess it, and that's just how it goes. But you know what? Considering the team we're using, this is a very nice challenge. So I do like a challenge. I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't like an impossibility, which I thought this team was going to be. And at this point, I was hopeful. I was very, very hopeful because he just brought in his yellow Gohan, and at this point, he was my biggest threat because he could have taken out my 17 in a matter of 2, maybe 3 cards, and an 18 is just not having any of that. She melted Gohan, absolutely melted him, and I'm very happy we managed to get this Rising Rush through because 2.9 million damage. Because I didn't really fancy my 17 being at such a constant threat. I'm actually very happy he decided to cover change here because I would have done a lot less damage than that 15%. So I'm happy. Catch him nicely in the sidestep. Just do as much damage as you possibly can against this Bojack. Bojack doesn't seem like he's the most tanky character, which is very, very nice for us. And here I decided to use the main ability because this is literally what we need. And here you're screwed because you just hit my barrier and you're gone. I really should have waited to use my Rising Rush, and that's exactly why I did wait. I was very, very scared about this. I couldn't charge step properly there because of the stupid lag, but I mean, it just is what it is. It's just what PvP is. Yes, it was this early in the season, but it's just how it is going to be. Until they give dedicated servers, which is just not ever looking likely at this point. It's just what we have to deal with. Unfortunately, he manages, well, rather fortunately, we managed to just beat him in the clash. But I didn't want to rush with 18. It just was not going to do damage. And that's what I was terrified about. I knew a Tap Blast was coming, so I still got baited, which is very unfortunate. And I timed my Rising Rush wrong. We timed it wrong. If I got it off, we would have won this game so easily. And I'm just so annoyed at myself that I managed to bloody screw that up. Now, my thoughts in this were, out of all the characters to lose, you can lose 18 because she's got type disadvantage. Thankfully, we managed to take out the Bojack, and considering the situation we were in, yeah, unfortunately, literally the one card that I didn't want him to use, he used. The stupid blue card locked us in, and that's exactly what saved his bacon in this game. He probably would have won anyway because of just how much of a tank this damn Gogeta is. And, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We lost the game. It's pure and simple. There's no way I can come back unless I get a miraculous rush going in. Unfortunately, I actually didn't mean to use the green card because I was meant to save it for when I regained my key. To regain my gauge, but you know what, it is what it is. And of course he had to end it with a blue card. He had to waste everyone's time. But I mean, it is, yeah, as I say, it is the name of the game. So he wanted to end it in style. Fair enough to him. It was a sick game nonetheless. I think we did very, very well with the team we had. And it was actually a lot of fun to use. So I'm not going to lie. It was sick. Sick, sick, sick. So if you guys liked this video, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.